Hi everyone, welcome back to Four at the Back. I am Sabuj and with me is Varun and Srijak. This week we'll take a look back at what happened in game week 1. So without further ado, let's start. So the first game is Fulham versus Arsenal. Um, Arsenal won away at Fulham. They won 3-0. Three assists from Willian, goals from Aubameyang, Gabriel, and Lacazette. So, guys, what did you make of that performance?
Yeah, I think it was an emphatic win. After the first goal, I don't think they ever looked back. They were just very consistently on Fulham's case, and they scored a couple more goals. Willian was really good. I mean, before the first goal went in, it was very even. Fulham had a chance, a very good chance that they squandered. But after the first goal, it was just smooth sailing for Arsenal, and they would be really confident going to the next game, and we'll see how that turns out for them. Yeah, it's very interesting to see these newly promoted teams in the initial games in the Premier League because they are very used to being dominant in the championship, So they try to pass it around the back. The goalkeeper tries to find their fullbacks. They try to do some tiki taka, but doesn't really work for them. And you can see the life draining out of them slowly as the league goes on. Let's see if they can keep it up. I think it will be difficult for Fulham, and that first game showed that. But yeah, that's for me.
So yeah, I agree with Varun that we have to see the championship clubs like how they manage to compete with the prominent Premier League clubs. Also, like I would like to point out that Arsenal are finally at the top of the Premier League after like how long? That was also because of a Chelsea player, Willian, who had a major assist and played was a man of the match, I think, for the game.
I mean, he's not a Chelsea player anymore, so like that argument does not stand.
Anyways, we'll see how the season moves on. I think it was a very positive display from Arsenal. I think we could have scored a couple more. I think it was great play, especially for the third goal. And the team really, seems to be following what Mikel Arteta wants them to do. By the way, Aubameyang just signed the team. So yeah, we've got Aubameyang until 2023, the best striker in the league. Moving on, we have Crystal Palace versus Southampton. Crystal Palace won. A lot of people thought Danny Ings and Jay Adams would score. Southampton looked really good after the lockdown, but Crystal Palace got away with the win. Wilfried Zaha with the decisive goal. And what did you make of that performance?
I mean, we can just say, like, we know, we can't just deny that Southampton are at the end of the day a mid-table team, and so are Crystal Palace. And when you're talking about mid-table team, no matter how much you think that they can do well, or you will see a whole lot of inconsistency in the performances, and that's what we observed in that game. Uh, I don't know. Palace always seem to be all right. They never seem to be in trouble. They lose some games. They are not in very great form. But at the end of the day, I don't think they have ever been in too much of trouble over the past few years. They had a very poor start to the season last year as well, but at the end of the day, they survived easily, and I think they will do that again. The classic mid-table team, nothing much either upwards or downwards, and I think the same goes for Southampton. They have good players, they have decent players, they have good enough players to keep them in the Premier League easily, but nothing more than that.
Yeah, talking about the recent players, the performance of Walker Peters, the controversial that red card that the referee gave him and that later on was overturned. So, what do you think about that decision? That rarely that VR gives correct decisions afterward.
Yeah, I think VAR needs to be praised for that because I didn't think that was red card by any means, and I think it's been very rare that the VAR has given a right decision, but it was spot on over there. Um, so yeah, it was a good decision. Well, moving on, I think we are now going to discuss about the game of the week, and it was probably my game of the week. Liverpool versus Leeds. Liverpool 4, Leeds 3. Leeds lost, but a fantastic showing by Marcelo Bielsa's men.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I think they bottled it right at the end. They considered the goal after 85th minute. Kind of lead-esque, if you say. They are known for blade bottling. They did it 2 times in a row in the championship. They did manage to get out of the championship last year, but just shows what kind of team they are. They are a really good team, and they had a few players injured. I think they lost Ben White to Brighton because he went back to Brighton and they could not sign him. And another player, Cooper, didn't start. I think he had some sort of knock or something. I'm not sure. But the defense wasn't in full strength, and that's not a very easy thing to do against a side like Liverpool. And we still
Mhm.
managed to score 3 goals. A howler by Virgil van Dijk for Patrick Bamford's goal. I mean, how many times do you see
Mhm.
that? But yeah, crazy game. And I mean, I am a sucker for four lines. So I would have loved for them to score another one right there at the end. And of course, I want Liverpool to lose. So, but still, crazy game, amazing game, great football.
Yeah, like Van Dijk and Alisson haven't been the same since Arsenal beat them at the Emirates.
I mean,
Shijak, what do
Allison
you
did
think?
nothing wrong. I don't think. I don't think Allison did anything wrong. He just couldn't save any of the shots, and I don't think we can really blame him. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
Shijak, what do you think about the performance?
yeah, like this was one of the match we saw in the Take Us Home documentary. Like they concede
Yeah.
goals first and then come back at the very last moment. Like all the thriller games that Leeds have come to. Like they are a much exciting team.
Mhm.
Like the excitement comes from the fact that how Bielsa like screams from the touchline, like the face he makes after someone makes a mistake. Like it is something like he will tear the player's head off. Also, the new players, promising midfielders like Harrison and Klitsch, they played pretty well, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Wonderful
agree.
goal by
Um,
Harrison. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's amazing style that they're playing, and for a championship team to come up to the Premier League and impose their style against the current defending champions, it says a lot. And I think Leeds will have a very strong finish at the end of the season. Moving on, uh,
Absolutely.
from one team that's showing promising signs to another team that's not very promising at the moment. West Ham United losing at home to Newcastle. Callum Wilson with the goal on his debut. What did you make of the performance, guys? I think West Ham is going down this season.
Yeah, I mean, it does look really ominous for them because the players are just not interested anymore. They have lost it with the board. They just because they sold a couple of really important players to them, and there was visual dissent against the club on social media by the club captain Mark Noble, among other players, and that just shows the level of discontent in the West Ham dressing room. And if you lose the dressing room, I don't think there is much hope for you. And that seems to be what's happening at West Ham. I mean, they will win a couple of games. They will win a few games because they have good players, but I don't see them staying up if this keeps going on. Something needs to change at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I might sound selfish, but it's good for Chelsea. In fact, like we can like the Chelsea can take Declan Rice from that team. So yeah, so as far as Newcastle goes, like we cannot like underestimate that performance. Like they played pretty well, and for a for a mid-table team, like the performance was like above average, I think.
Yeah, I
On the
mean,
other hand, I think Newcastle was brilliant. The new signings seem to have given them a spark, and like Leeds, I expect a really strong showing from Newcastle as well.
I mean, they've they finished easily upper mid-table last year. So I don't see them
Mhm.
like having any relegation problems, but you never know. But yeah, a good season should be on the card. Depends on how they are able to maintain. Again, consistency is the key, and it's very difficult for mid-table teams to maintain that.
Mhm. West Brom losing at home to Leicester. Leicester scoring three. Jamie Vardy with a brace and Castagne scoring on his debut. A pretty routine victory for Leicester City.
Yeah, pretty predictable like score to end the bit. And also would like to point out the number of penalties in the first game week. Like
Yeah,
Leicester got two, and Chelsea got
Liverpool
one,
got two.
Liverpool got two. So
Chelsea got one.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
like
let's not forget.
without Man United playing, like it feels
Yeah,
strange getting so many
I'm
penalties.
going to count all the penalties this season because that excuse is getting old, man. That excuse is getting really old.
Yeah. Well, moving on, I would we have Tottenham next and Everton. Everton going against Tottenham and winning at away at Tottenham. Everton's midfield, man, it was fantastic. Allen was superb. Andre Gomez was superb. Ducore was superb. James Rodriguez looked good. I think Richarlison should have scored, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's a very good striker. Everton look a really good team. I think they can make a strong push for the top six this season.
Look a really good team because James Rodriguez is so handsome, and uh, I mean his passes are handsome, his face is handsome, his body is handsome. He's just everywhere. It was his first game, and it did not look like it was his first game at all. He was the one driving everything for that team. Richarlison looked clearly good. I think Richarlison was the better of the strikers for Everton, better of the forwards. Dominic Calvert-Lewin got the goal, but over the season, I expect Richarlison to be the more goal-scoring one of the Everton forwards. As far as
Mhm.
Tottenham are concerned, I would love another documentary because this is just too much fun. I mean, Jose Mourinho
Yeah.
talks so much about this and that, then tactics and defensive play and whatever, and his just team keeps on losing and losing, and now he does not have any excuses of injury. He has new signings, he has everything, and let's see them fail again because that's what I'm expecting Tottenham to do again, and this will be amazing. I'm telling you guys.
I I really don't see Tottenham finishing in Europe this season. For European places. I think
Top
they'll
four is
have a
top four is
season with
definitely not happening.
7 points. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Top four is out of the picture. I don't think they'll even make it to top
Yeah,
six.
and
Everton can
we
put.
are in we are one game in, and we can just say that so confidently. This shows
Yeah,
how
yeah.
far they have fallen.
Tottenham is just dreadful, man. Absolutely dreadful, Tottenham. Um, but a team that's not been dreadful is Wolves. Scoring twice away in within 10 minutes, goals from Raúl Jimenez. They look a really good team, and at the same time, Sheffield United clearly missing Dean Henderson.
I mean, Raul Jimenez is so flexible, isn't he? He scored that goal
Absolutely.
from above his head, and I think he scored a similar goal like that, like in game week 37 or 38 last season. Because oh my God, what a goal that was! I am very
Mhm.
excited by Foden. Foden is playing at left wing for them, and he had a really good game. He created that goal for Raul Jimenez, and he's a really good, exciting player for Wolves. I was a bit concerned because they're becoming a bit of a selling club because they sold Doherty, and Doherty was a really important player for them.
They bought in that teenager from Portugal for 42 million.
Yeah, they bought Martial at left back, left wing back. He's
Yeah.
playing as Johnny Otto is out with an injury right now. But yeah, if,
Mhm.
if they keep on playing like this, yeah, another strong season for them. I am expecting another strong season from them.
Mhm. Mhm.
Rajat?
Yeah, Wolves are like one of those teams like we always wish that they would finish in top six, but somehow they fail at the end of the season.
Uh, last game of the week. Brighton at home to Chelsea. Chelsea playing with Havertz with so many new faces. Werner starting. They scored 3 goals, but they didn't look convincing doing that. Werner was good, but Havertz was terrible.
Yeah, Havertz
Um,
didn't have a very good
Yeah,
game. He didn't.
he lost possession for 27 times, and a lot of the blame I think has to go to Lampard as well because I think he was playing him out of position.
I mean, it was
yeah.
his
It
first game. Let's not
also
give him too much flack, right? It was his first game, and it
Mm.
will take him time because Chelsea, Havertz played as a false nine for his team. Werner played as a false nine for his team. Ziyech is out right now. Pulisic is out right now. It's all over the place for Chelsea at the start of the season. So I think once they get their best
Right.
team together, then we'll see if the players really gel together or not. I expect them to.
Mhm.
I'm a big fan of Kai Havertz. Let's see how it does. But yeah, when you're not playing well and you get results, that is a good sign. And they did get to manage to get a result. And let's see if they can continue that against Liverpool next week. Sorry, that will be a really tasty game.
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah, what do you?
like as far as the game goes, like in the first half, Brighton, like I think completely dominated the possession too with like 60 odd percentage. The main strike performance was of Tariq Lamptey, I think. Like the runs he made from the right, and like he almost pocketed Marcus Alonso every time. So yeah, and most of the chances were good, but the strikers of Brighton like Mope and uh, McConnell, so they didn't convert it.
A
Also, like you
terrific win
mentioned,
for Reece James. Reece James
yeah,
with a wonder
terrific.
goal.
Like
But Kepa, I think again a tough shot which I think he should have saved.
Yeah,
also the
Mhm.
performance of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Like he was like almost terrible. Like he was also out of form from the first half. Like he missed one complete chance of giving a pass to Werner in almost
Mhm.
the end of the first half. So, like
Mhm.
I
yeah.
think the injury has really impacted him and his performance.
Mhm.
I think he's
So
just
that
not
was
a
it.
very good player.
I agree. I agree. I would agree with Varun over here, and but I would also take it with a bit of pinch of salt.
Yeah, I mean, if Lampard had so much trust in his youth, then why did he spend like 300 million on new signings? I mean, just the first
Absolutely.
chance he got to get into the transfer window, everything is out of the window. He wants
Yeah,
Kai
but
Havertz, he wants.
yeah, we are but making good signings this time, unlike past few
Yeah,
seasons. Like this time, like
Well,
we have
well,
promising signing.
well, when
The
you've got a sugar daddy owner, there is no harm in spending
yeah,
money, is there?
so as far
absolutely.
as we are winning the leagues and trophies, I don't mind.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
mean, you
think we've
mean
won
buying
a
the
league in
league.
a long
I think you confused the words there. You meant buying the league.
Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's it for this week. We've got some really exciting fixtures lined up for next week. Don't forget, Manchester United are back in action next week. They face Crystal Palace at home. Chelsea versus Liverpool is another blockbuster match that you should not miss out on. And well, Wolves host Manchester City next week. That will be another fun watch, fun game to watch. Anyways, if you like the video, please hit a like button. Please subscribe on our channel and press the bell icon to stay updated with everything related to four at the back. Until next time, bye bye.